Imagine you're driving a car. You're cruising down the road, music up, feeling good, but suddenly you notice a tiny red light blinking on the dashboard. You don't know what it means, so you just cover it with a piece of tape and keep driving. Then another light blinks. You cover that one too. You feel fine, right? But under the hood, the engine is starting to smoke. Most of us do this with our own lives every single day. We have behavioral red flags, habits that signal something is wrong deep down, but we're experts at ignoring them. We tell ourselves it's just stress or that everyone does it, but eventually the car stalls. Today, we're peeling back the tape. We're looking at 6 red flags in your own behavior that you've been choosing to ignore and what they're actually trying to tell you. The first red flag is the everything is fine mask. You know the feeling. Someone asks how you are, and before they even finish the sentence, you say, "Good, busy, but good." You're the person who fixes everyone else's problems. You're the strong one. But here's the secret. If you're always the one holding the umbrella for everyone else, you're the one getting soaked. Psychologists call this toxic positivity or avoidant coping. By pretending everything is perfect, you aren't being strong. You're actually running away from your own emotions. It's like having a wound and putting a fancy sticker over it instead of a bandage. It looks nice, but it's still getting infected. If you can't remember the last time you were honest about being overwhelmed, your engine is starting to overheat. That brings us to the second red flag, and this one is a bit of a twist. It's productivity guilt. Have you ever sat down to watch a movie or just lie on the grass, and suddenly this voice in your head starts whispering, "You should be doing something useful right now"? You feel itchy. You feel like you're falling behind some invisible race. We live in a world that romanticizes the grind. We think if we aren't moving, we're failing. But if you literally cannot sit still without feeling like a bad person, that's not ambition. That's a red flag. It means you've tied your entire value as a human being to how much work you produce. You've turned yourself into a machine, and machines don't have lives. They just have run times. Think of it like a phone battery. If you keep the screen at 100% brightness and run every app at once, the battery doesn't just drain, it swells and breaks. Rest isn't a reward for finishing your work. Rest is a requirement for being alive. Now, let's look at the third red flag, the selective memory leak. This happens when you start forgetting things that make you uncomfortable. You forgot to reply to that difficult email. You forgot your friend mentioned they were upset with you. You forgot the doctor's appointment. This isn't bad memory. It's your brain's way of protecting you from stress by simply deleting the source. It's called psychological avoidance. But here's the problem with deleting the stress. It doesn't actually go away. It just moves to your subconscious. It turns into that weird tightness in your chest, or the reason you can't fall asleep at night. You're trying to ignore the fire by closing the door to the room, but the house is still burning. Speaking of houses, let's talk about the fourth flag, the social chameleon. This is when you realize you're a completely different person depending on who you're talking to. With one group, you're the joker. With another, you're the serious intellectual. You find yourself agreeing with opinions you actually hate just to keep the peace. At first, it feels like a superpower. You're easygoing, right? Wrong. If you're everywhere, you're nowhere. When you change your colors to match every room you walk into, you eventually lose track of what your original color even was. This is a red flag for a lack of boundaries. You're so afraid of being rejected that you've decided to stop existing as yourself. You're living a life of performance instead of presence. The fifth red flag is one that feels like a good trait, the excessive apology. Are you the person who says sorry when someone else bumps into you? Do you apologize for asking a question? Do you say sorry for taking up space? This might seem like being polite, but it's actually a sign of low self-worth. It's a red flag that says you feel like your existence is an inconvenience to others. When you apologize for things you didn't do wrong, you're telling your brain that you are responsible for everyone else's happiness. That is a heavy, impossible weight to carry. It's like trying to apologize to the rain for getting someone wet. You can't control the weather, and you can't control how people feel about you. Finally, the sixth and most dangerous red flag is revenge bedtime procrastination. You've had a long day. You were busy, stressed, and did everything for everyone else. Now it's 11 p.m. You're exhausted, but instead of sleeping, you spend 2 hours scrolling through videos you don't even like. Why? Because it's the only time in the day you feel like you have control. You're stealing time back from the world. But you aren't stealing time from the world. You're stealing it from your future self. You're waking up tired, which makes the next day harder, which makes you want to scroll more the next night. It's a loop. It's a signal that your daytime life is so unfulfilling or controlled by others that you have to sabotage your health just to feel free. So, what happens now? Do you just feel bad about these flags? No. Remember, these flags aren't there to shame you. They're there to help you. A red light on the dashboard is a gift. It tells you exactly where to look before the car breaks down. Stop the everything is fine act. Let yourself be useless for 20 minutes. Say what you actually think. Stop apologizing for breathing. Living a healthy life isn't about being perfect. It's about being honest. It's about realizing that you are a human being, not a project to be fulfilled. When you stop ignoring the red flags, you stop living in survival mode. You start driving your own life again, and this time, you can actually enjoy the view.